Good morning. Today is Wednesday, November 11th. Yep. Wednesday, November 11th. The year is 2020. And today is it's a beautiful day here. My phone, I almost forget. Today is a beautiful Wednesday morning. Okay, so y'all, as you all know, I did a lot of videos over the past few days discussing these fans-only accounts or only fan. I get it mixed up. There was some shit going on. Let me check my notes here. Talking about the black gay community, black men in general. I live in the black community. I've lived in Atlanta for 30 years. I am entitled to have my opinions about the black overall community. I'm entitled to have my thoughts and opinions, and just like anyone. And what is this? And we are all entitled to opinions about whatever thoughts we have, particularly about our community, about our own experiences. Our experience that we personally have within our communities, whether it's a white community, black community, Jewish community, Muslim community, Christian community. Everyone has experiences that might be different from your experience. However, over the past few weeks since I started those videos, so many black gay guys have come up to me and said, "Walter, everything you said was true about the black community, particularly about these bums trying to take advantage of people, these fan-onlys, porn actors." There's a lot of stuff that I was saying that was controversial, but honest and truthful. And some people just can't take the truth. Now, of course, there were some people who were angry, but the vast majority of people came up to me who watched my videos. People who have never spoken to me before came up and said, "I saw the videos. Oh my gosh, I went through this experience with a guy I met who came and stayed with me and blah, blah, blah." And it's unfortunate, but in our community, gay, straight, black, white, there are people out there freeloaders who want to take advantage of people. There are people out there just trying to get what they can from somebody just to get by. They're not trying to stand on their own 2 feet. I've seen that in my own family. I look at some of my nieces and nephews and how they are almost in their 30s and just can't seem to function like a normal adult. They have to lean on somebody. And it's as if a lot of men, black men, are going through these issues and they don't know how to survive on their own. The black experience is getting worse for black men, particularly. And when I'm in LA Fitness and I see all these guys in there all day from sun up to sundown, because I'm in there for a few hours a day working out. I used to spend a lot more time in there before I said, I gotta get out of here and find other things to do in my life. So I was in the gym all day. And I'm seeing these same guys in there from every day, from sun up to sundown. They're in there for hours, doing nothing, working out, playing basketball, showering, shaving. No sense of urgency to go someplace and earn some money. Because they don't have to, because they're going to be going back, leaving there to go lay up on somebody else's couch. You're just waiting for somebody to get off from work to pick them up from the gym, or they're probably driving somebody else's car. As I have gotten to know these guys within these environments over the years, I used to believe it was just a few guys. But the more guys I met, I said, wow, these guys are doing nothing. These black brothers are doing nothing in these gyms. They're just in here working out, looking good, and trying to bum a meal off somebody, trying to take advantage of somebody. And so many guys came up to me and said, "Walter, I'm afraid to take somebody to dinner now because I'm afraid I'm just taking them to dinner just because they want something to eat. Because they've been used by somebody just for food. just for somebody, they attach themselves to a person just to see if the person will treat them to a dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And it's sad. There's nothing amusing about this. This is horrible. Because these men should be able to stand on their own 2 feet and at least be able to provide their own food for themselves, but they can't. They have to rely on somebody else to feed them, house them, clothe them, bathe them. And these are grown men, not children. Grown in their 20s, 30s, 40s. And I have had so many people come up to me and say, Walter, I lived through this with somebody. I let a man in my house, he stayed in my house for 5 years. I said, 5 years? 5 years, he didn't work no place. I took care of him. I said, you took care of him. We were in a relationship. You were in a relationship with somebody for 5 years and never went nowhere and worked, but they ate up all your food for 5 years, laid up there and didn't provide any type of rent, money towards utilities. Who would allow someone to lay up in their house for 5 years like that? Who would want to even lay up in somebody's house for 5 years like that? But I know black women who are going through this. One of my sisters comes to mind. And the man that she's with, he not working, doing nothing. And it's been over 5 years. Why is he there? I don't know. We live these. I know we're living in sort of desperate times, and it's getting more desperate. But some of these guys, they're not trying to do anything. I look at some of these guys, y'all. I look at some of these guys and I say, back a few years ago, I would say, wow, I really would like to get to know him. But as I've gotten older and wiser, I don't want to meet none of these bums. I don't want to waste my time with these bums. I don't even want to know them, period. I don't even want them to have my phone number. I don't want them, because all they call to ask is begging for something. They need something, gotta have something. They're not calling to say, Walter, what's going on? How are you doing? That doesn't work like that in this community anymore. And I know it's a long time ago I had to separate myself from the black gay community. Yes, I'm black. Yes, I'm gay. Yes, I'm proud of who I am. But I don't like a lot of the shit that takes place in the gay community. So I just have to separate myself from that nonsense. That goes back to all these OnlyFans, these guys and all these fans only. OnlyFans, whatever it is. That's what I'm looking that up. But these guys are doing this because everybody else is doing it. And they're being encouraged, OnlyFans. They're being encouraged to do this. Other guys are encouraging them to do this mess. And so they're doing this stuff because they're being encouraged to do this stuff. Nobody's thinking about what's going to happen later on. No one's taking into consideration that they're all fucking each other, but nobody's using condoms. All raw sex is. I'm literally watching one guy. Every time he's either in Los Angeles, Houston, Chicago, Atlanta, DC, or New York, and every video is somebody different he's having sex with, and ain't no condom being used. And I look at the dates, he puts the dates on the videos. It's almost like he's jumping from city to city to city, city to city, making these videos. In the event he caught something, the skip traces for the doggone STDs they'd be at a loss. And I'm sure the people that he's having sex with don't really even have any clue who he is, other than the fact they agreed to appear in a video that he's recording to make that all the OnlyFans that he's gonna make some money off of. But you have so many gay guys who think this is fine and okay. I just read a post where all these people on there complaining were on this a post on Facebook. A guy made a post about these OnlyFans accounts and how this damage to these people is permanent. And there were so many people who showed up saying, well, that's their lives. Let them do what they want to do. Don't judge them. Don't judge them. I'm thinking, okay, here we go with that mess. Yeah, these niggas need to be judged. It's okay to use judgment and discernment against certain people and certain activities so that you don't end up in it. And I ain't sitting here saying Walter's also perfect. Because no, I've had some issues in my life. I'm not perfect. And I have been thoroughly judged for those issues too. You gotta believe that. But so I'll pay this, don't judge them guys. Just let them do what the fuck they want to do. Then these guys are sick. Eventually these guys that we see jumping from video to video, from sexual partner to sexual partner, they're gonna vanish. And you'll be wondering, what happened to Jonathan? We haven't seen him in a minute. It's been a few years back. You won't see him. because he's dead. Y'all, I've lived in this gay community long enough to see, I've seen these guys with this reckless lifestyle, drugs, sex, partying, all that stuff, and they end up dead. And I said, wow, what happened? We know what happened. They was fucking everything in sight, not going to doctor's offices, not going to the now medications, not doing what they're supposed to do, not going to get cancer or something, and it takes and it kills them suddenly. I mean, because they don't, how can you, if you jump from city to city to city, fucking everything in sight, when do you have time to stop at a doctor's office and get a health appointment? You don't. So they don't worry about that. Because they don't care about their health. And they don't care about their lifestyle that they're living in. They're not making doctor's appointments or picking up medications at a pharmacy like normal people do. They don't care. Then they end up dead. And people say, wow, John died. And you say, okay, well, what did y'all thought was going to happen? But it didn't happen. Remember, we're not supposed to judge this person. They don't judge them, let them do what they want to do. So they show up dead, and there's a lot of drugs. Oh my goodness. You know, as I've said in previous videos, I've been to parties where everybody was passing plates of Coke around, and I politely pass the plate to the next person. I don't do cocaine. Y'all can do whatever you want to. I ain't judging you, but I'm not touching that shit. Now everybody's doing methamphetamine, cocaine, mollies. They're drinking all this stuff. It just, I have friends who go out every night. I have associates, and not really friends, they're associates. They go out every single night, every night. And they're out till 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock the next day in some warehouse or some club. What are y'all doing in there? Oh, I was there. I was in there till 9 o'clock. On 10 o'clock. I'm like, well, what were you doing? Did you sleep? Did you get some rest? What were you doing there that you got there at 1 o'clock in the morning? You didn't leave till 8, 9, 10 the next day. What were you doing? And I'll never forget, one of my friends flew up to New York. This was a few years back. And he stayed with a buddy of ours. And he said, Walter, I never partied so much. That boy, the guy who lived in New York, or he was visiting, would literally go to the club around 6 or 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, and not leave that club in New York until 12 noon the next day. And he was like, and my friend who was visiting said he was exhausted, like, oh my God, he's in this club. And he said he walked outside and the sun would come out and like, oh my God, it's daytime. It's 12 noon. And I'm like, what were y'all doing in the club? Just dancing and partying and getting high and dancing and partying. When do you sleep? You're up all night. And then they drop dead. The guy who lived in New York, he's dead now. Here's the funny part. I used to really admire this guy because he did modeling. He was all in magazines and everything. This was before Facebook, Instagram, and all this other shit. He had a real modeling career in New York City. He's dead now. He partied his life for a while. Had a massive stroke one day. They said, Walker, going somewhere to a photo shoot and died. He was up all night. How could you live a normal life in a drug-infested warehouse doing drugs all night long to 12 noon the next day? Who does this? But we're not supposed to judge people. So I personally took a step back from the gay community and said, you know what? This is too dangerous for me. So in my early 20s, when I was around 22, 23, 24, I bought my first house at 23, I was a part of the gay community, but I had to step back. Because what I was seeing, I didn't like. The activities I saw my friends doing, the drugs, the sex, the drinking, the partying, all night long in the club, I said, this isn't for me. And I kind of backed away from the community. Still part of the community, but I wasn't out there with them. And all those guys that were my associates and good friends at that point in my life, within a year or 2 or 3, they were all dead. All of them. People I had known for years. All of them died. By the time I turned 25, 26, the vast majority of my friends were dead and gone who lived in Atlanta. The guys that I admired, the guys that all of them dead. All of them. Very few of these. There are very few people alive from that era of my life in the late 80s, early 90s. By the time I turned 30, another group of friends died. They started to die. I said, wow. And I was so grateful that I backed away from that lifestyle and said, I love who I am, but I don't want to be a part of this. Because this is going to not go in well. And it didn't end well for those guys. And whenever you hear people talking about something, you judging somebody, slap the shit out that ignorant motherfucker. Some of these people are doing some really deadly, dangerous shit that's going to harm them or kill them. And you're always going to have people on the sidelines cheering them on to their fucking death. And then you got all these guys cheering people on. Yeah, do it. And they live this crazy lifestyle and they end up dead. Scary to me. So I had to separate myself so I could have a normal life. So what I was trying to, the purpose of this video was these younger guys. I had so many younger guys come up to me and they're in their 20s and 30s. Many of them have good careers. You have to separate yourself from these people. Even if they're friends that you went to college with or people you grew up with, you outgrow them and you got to move on and you just put that mess behind you. Put them behind you and move forward so that you can have a normal life and not get caught up in all this nonsense. There are going to be people who are not going to like the fact that you're not doing what they're doing. And you know what they're doing is going to take you up out of here or destroy your life. So don't allow yourself to get caught up in their foolishness. Don't allow yourself to. It's okay to separate yourself. You don't have to be a part of that. It's okay to go home and get in bed, go home, get you a nice drink, lay in bed and watch TV. You don't have to be in no club every weekend and because these guys will party until the day they die. You don't have to participate with them. You don't have to be out in no club till 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock the next day every night with them. Go home. Focus on your career. Because some of these people, they're not going to make it. And all you gotta do, I was literally scrolling through Instagram and Facebook yesterday. Rest in peace. I said, oh, this person died. All young people. A lot of these guys, they die from drug overdose. They've been using drugs for years, and finally, if you don't take care of your health, you don't get proper rest and sleep, and you're doing drugs and drinking, it can kill you. It can literally cause a massive heart attack. And that's what happens. And then people sit back and say, he had a heart attack. And you say, well, he was awfully young to have a heart attack. What causes a heart attack? Oh, you just asked all these questions. And I'm saying, no, this person was a very young person. What did they do to cause them to have a massive heart attack at 29 years of age? I know it happens. But I saw this person, you can look at a person's Instagram page and they always get a drink. They're always drunk. They're holding that liquor bottle. We've seen it all. Alcohol can be deadly. Especially if you consume so much of it and you don't give your body a rest or a break or take care of your health. People criticize me, y'all, by 9, 10 o'clock I'm in bed. People, you in bed awfully early? It's 9 o'clock. No, I get up early. I'm really up at 7 o'clock and then we're over here. I'm at the sun coming here. So that sun beam through their window, I'm up. Okay, the birds are chirping. They singing, the birds are chirping me, want to get your ass up out that bed. Chirp, 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 get on up, nigga, get on up. Nigga, get up, nigga, get up. That's what the birds be saying to me. And I said, oh, boy, let me get my ass up. The birds up there singing to my ass. Outside these windows, they just carry on. Chirp, 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 chirp. I said, oh, Lord, we have to shoot them damn birds. But I get on up, they get out there, even my nigga get up song. I get on up out of there and make some coffee. This is like my second cup of coffee. This is my third cup of coffee. Anyway, guys, live your life. Women, live your life. You don't let these bums destroy you. Don't think that you have to be in some type of relationship. Like this guy said, he had somebody that's home for 5 years. It didn't work no damn place. I'm thinking, what in the world? And the person was telling me this is a smart, intelligent person who educated, got a good job, and making good money. Why did you let this bum lay up in your house for 5 years? Doing nothing. 5 years? Nah. Well, you live and you learn. Who would allow somebody to sit up in their house for 5 years? Or even 5 months? Nigga, get your ass out. But anyway, you all don't fall these people off a cliff. Do what's right for you. All these guys out here doing these sex videos and all this stuff, it's gonna come back to haunt them. This is destructive behavior, and this behavior is gonna come back to haunt them. I was trying to do some videos over the past couple of years. I have a few associates who are ex-porn actors, and I've tried to do videos with them to get them to come out and talk, but they're so ashamed of how their appearance now, their health issues, and they just don't want to go on camera and really talk about the whole lifestyle and how it's caused them terrible health issues, you know, from being on colostomy bags, cancer, just all types of diseases. Some of them just uncurable or cause a lot of damage to their bodies. So I've tried to get a couple of them to talk, but they don't want to talk on film. Maybe one day I'll be able to convince them to, you know, tell their story, so get it out there so people can see this ain't what you think it is. And if you're allowing so many people to have having sexual contact with so many people, and nobody's using condoms, there's a price that you're going to pay for this. There's a price in your health that you're going to pay for this. But anyway, I'm about to continue my day started because we got a lot of stuff. I wanted to do a video about this whole Donald Trump thing, not trying to, you know, he ain't trying to leave that White House for some odd reason. He's stuck there. He's trying to hold on. So I'm trying to get all my information together to see what the fuck is going on with him. And I am going to come back and do a video about that. But before I do, I just wanted to see where we were. We get his ass out of there because he should be packing his shit. You know, he should have 2 men in a U-Haul parked, 2 men in a truck on their way over there right by now. There should be big trucks outside the White House to get him. I know he can have to leave it to January 20th. But anyway, I'm going to do a video about that because I think Donald Trump up to some no good and something's not right. But before I want to do a little, get my information correct on that first. So anyway, today is Wednesday, November 11th. The year is 2020. I'm out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all later on this afternoon.